Apa? Ah, okay. Good evening, everybody.
Evening, sir.
How are you this evening? This must be on camera. On camera, please. Okay, this evening we are going to talk about communication. Yeah, communication is very important for three department. Yeah, for marketing department student and for financial department student and also for resource management department student. Important. But communication in marketing and communication and finance and HRM is different from what another. Yeah, it's not same. So how important is communication important to and how important is communication to marketing and how important is communication to HRM. So this evening, so your friend uh, Adrian, yeah,
Yes, sir.
and who?
And Muhammad Araji Bagas.
Only two students? Only two?
Yes, sir. Only 2 students.
And who will be the host?
Bagas, sir. Muhammad Araji Bagas.
Okay. So before we start our lecture, as usual, so you must give the comment, the opening comment. Yeah, so you must say everything in your name, and then the purpose of your coming into the Zoom meeting, and what you know something about communication and how important is communication to your own department. Okay, it is your duty to put that. Okay, the first is from Desi Eka Sanjaya. Is Desi in? Okay, Evani, please, Evani.
Okay, sir. Good evening, everyone. So, firstly, I would like to say I'm sorry if it's not too conducive because I'm outside right now. Because my signal in my home is not really good, so I should go to outside to get the signal and Wi-Fi. Okay. For the questions that already sir said that today we will discuss about the communications, and communication is really important because like being able to communicate effectively is perhaps the most important skills in life. And then uh, understand what others people give us information. It's really important to understanding each other. And for in the HR departments, the communication is a two-way process that involves each person's, and it's really important because uh, we are directly managing people, and it's really important to have a good communication between all of the people or HR in our company, like that. So,
Okay, that's all.
enough.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, Desi Kasanjaya.
Hello, sir. Hello, everyone. Wait a minute. I will turn off my video. Okay. Hi, everyone. So today we are having the organizational behavior class again. And as usual, we are going to listen to a presentation by our friend. And I hope that we all can understand the presentation well. And let's be active in the class. Let's ask questions if we don't understand, because I believe that the presentation that will be presented will be useful for us in the future. Thank you, everyone.
Okay, Yuni Penawati.
Okay, good evening, everyone, and good evening, sir.
Good
So
evening.
I took today class because I want to get new knowledge related to communication. As we know, communication is something that is very attached to our life, and communication we do every moment in our life, and we can call and each other and exchange our idea to each other, and communication is essential in our life because what we do will be directly related to communication, and such as like asking for help or promotion product to the other people. Building communication is effortless, but we need to run more and practice it directly in our life to make a good communication. And why we do communication? Because we do communication for various reasons. One of the reason is to share information to other, and usually communication is done to express what we want and what we need, and how communication is very important in management. Because in management we have a manager, not only in management, in financial and in human resource we have a manager, and with communication can help manager to perform their job and responsibility, and communication serve as a foundation for their training. That's all my opening comment. Thank you.
Okay, good. Okay, Vanessa Yen.
Okay, good evening, everyone. My name is Vanessa Yan. The purpose I joined today's class is because I want to learn more about organizational behavior, and I want to hear my friend's presentation today. It is about communication. And sorry, I have bad connection, so I have to turn off my camera. What I know about the communication is the process of more people who are sending and receiving information, and it can influence us to be productive and operate smoothly. Especially in a workplace, it can avoid and eliminate the unnecessary problems and promote better performance. That's it. Thank you, sir.
Okay, good. Asawayuni.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam
Good
warahmatullahi.
evening, Sardi and all of my friends. My name is Sawah Juni, and I hope you all in good condition today. And the reason I'm joining to this class because I want to see my friend's presentation that will be deliver material about communication. And what I know about today's material is this is the process of delivering and receiving messages or news by two or more people. And it's very important, especially in HRM and marketing, because with communication, it can foster or tell each other information between members or employees. That's it. Thank you, sir.
Okay, good. Cristobal.
Good evening, everyone, and good afternoon, sir.
Good evening.
Okay, so I come here for learn about communication. What I know about communication is that is communication is a transfer information from one to other. Is we say that communication is not just about talking there, but it's more. For example, it's writing, learn, reading, speaking, and learn is hearing there. For example, is you is from a child is until now is always a communication, and in communication is is different. For example, is a child is cannot to speaking. And there is one is when communication is if they maybe in 118 they cry and communication is not just is I say is uh, speaking there is, for example, is non-verbal. Is people is cannot to talking with cannot talking. They are speaking with their hand. For example, they want to go to their school. Their example there. So in my department, okay, what is important is communication for my department is finance. Okay, for example, is in my department, it's not with speaking there. Their communication is not with talking. So their communication is with a financial statement. What does we mean is financial statement? So in a financial statement is a investor when they invest, so they can to get more information for financial there. So it's a communication is not always is verbal, but information is verbal and non-verbal. So thank you, sir.
Good, yeah. It's good. Okay. Willa Shola Gracia.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Mila. Today we will see our friend's presentation about chapter 11, communication. So as we all know that communication is very important, especially when we have to build a relationship with other people, such as in our daily life, and also in our work life. While in HRM department, a good communication between us and our colleagues and superiors are very important because it will trigger the increase of motivation in everyone and make it easier to convey information and motivation to all employees that we manage so that they can get the right information and work according to the instruction. That's all from me. Good luck for the presenters. Thank you.
Very good. Revelia Teresa.
Okay, good afternoon, sir and everyone. Today we're going to listen a presentation from Andrian and Bagaswara related to communication. So what is communication in my opinion? Communication is something that we cannot apart from when we are in daily life or when we are at work, at school, and other place. Because communication is what keep our relation related to other people, and communication is very important because when we are having communication with the others, we can know what they are thinking about or what they wanted to tell us, or we also can tell them related about us. Especially in workplace, communication is really important because it what keep everything in place and connected with each other, so nothing gone wrong. Thank you.
Okay, good. Tiffany.
Hey, good evening, everyone. And the reason I joined today's class is because I want to learn something new, and that is really presented by our friends. The topic communication. Communication is the way how we human beings interact with each other. Also, by communication, we can give and receive or exchanging informations. And in one company or when we work on something with others, communication is pivotal in order to achieve the goal. Thank you.
Okay. Putri Hermania.
So, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good evening, sir and everyone. So, I joined the class today because I want to see my friend's presentation, and the topic is communication. So, what I know about communication is the act of transferring information from one place, person, and another people, and currently, we use like social media, like WhatsApp, email, and stuff. Thank you.
Delviana Sukma.
Okay, good evening, everyone. I'm sorry I can open my camera because my connection is not stable right now. So today I joined this class because I want to learn more about communication. And communication is the age of giving, receiving, and sharing information like talking or writing, listening or reading, and communication is very important in marketing. It helps to move product, services, or ideas from manufacturer to end user and maintain the relationship between customers and
Is there something wrong with your network? Hello? Okay, there's something wrong with network here. It's not start, it's unstable. Okay, remains. Andrian, you want?
Okay. Good evening, sir and everyone. Today, I want to presentation about communication. And in my opinion, communication is process delivering message or information can be understand to each other, and from the communication we can get something important information or other we want know from the other people. And communication is important for our life or in our job, because with communication we can understand each other. That's
Okay. Are you Andika?
Okay.
Sir, thank you.
Okay. Why you
Okay. Good evening, sir, and everyone. Today, I wanted to learn more about organizational behavior, this time about communication. I think communication is very simple. It's just like what Andrian has been explained, is to exchange information, but it is very important. For example, in human resource department, the people is not a robot, they are human. So we must exchange information so they didn't resist, because resist in organization is very bad. It can destruct the organization and affect profitability. Thank you.
Sabrina Felia?
Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good evening, sir and everyone. So the reason why I joined this class today because I want to hear the presentation from Andrian and Bagas about communication. And what I know about communication, it is a process of creating and sharing ideas, information, views, facts, feelings, etc. among the people to reach a common understanding. And communication is the key to directing function of management. Thank you.
Okay, please. Kevin Nathanael?
Okay, good evening, sir, and good evening, everyone. On these occasions, my friend Andrian and Bagas will present presentations about communications. What I know about communications in simple word, communication is the act of sharing information or of interacting between individuals or group. In HR or in company, it's very important because a company is a bunch of peoples, and to optimize the organization's goals, it's important to have a clear communication so that there will be no miscommunications. That's all. Thank you.
Okay, sorry for the I got the call from my student. Okay, yeah, good, yeah, but when I got call, I can hear you very well, yeah. Okay, and then the next please. So, Carlos. Carlos.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
My name is Carlos. So the reason that I joined the lecture today is to watch my friend presentation about chapter 11, which is about communication. So what I know about communication is simply the act of transferring information from one person or group to another. So communication is important for inside an organization because it is how we coordinate action and achieve goals. Thank you very much.
Okay, good. Octavia.
So good evening, sir, and good evening, everyone.
Yes.
So
I am joining this class because I want to learn more and want to hear about the presentation that will be presented by my friend, that is Andrian Group, and about communication. It is important for us because it's a way for us as a human to exchange information, and it is used for in so many surround and environment. That's it, sir. Thank you.
Tasya, Avia.
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir, and good evening, all of my friends. So I joined this class because I want to learn and see my friend presentation. And for me, communication always important in our life, especially in organization, because the communication learn how to be coordinate and then flow of information. So we must have a good communication, sir. Thank you, sir.
Sabila Deva.
Hello, good evening, everyone. My name is Asabila Deva. The reason I joined this class today because I will listen and learn more about the organizational behavior material, which will be presented by my friends, Group 11, about the Chapter 11, Communication. In my opinion, communication can contribute to organizational success in many ways, which build employee morals, satisfaction, and engagement. The effective communication can help employees understand terms and conditions of their employment and drive their commitment and loyalty. Thank you.
Nikomang Amanda, Kartika Putri.
Hello everyone. Hello sir. Good evening. I'm joining the class today because I want to learn more chapter 11 about organizational communication from my friends. As I know the importance of communication in an organization is that communication increases motivation by informing and clarifying employees about the tasks to be performed, how they perform the task, and how to improve their performance if they are not on target. That's all. Thank you.
Okay, the speakers must be on camera, yeah, and if you speak, you must be on camera, so I can look at your face. Okay, Adelia Putri Adiko.
Right, so good evening, everyone. My name is Adelia. I attend the class today is because I want to learn from my friend presentation with the material communication. And as we know, communication is very important for us to interact to each other. And then for some organization, communication is very important to deliver their own idea to achieve some goals. That's it. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, are you in a car? Are you in a car? Are you in a car? Where are you now? Are you in a car or at home?
I am in the car, sir.
Where are you going?
I'm going to visit my family.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Sharon?
Yes, sir.
Sharon.
So today I joined this class is because I want to learn more about organizational behavior and learn from my friend's presentation about communication that presented by Bagas and Andri. So what I know about communication is sending and receiving of a message among irrelated individual within a particular environment or setting to achieve individual and common goals. The communication helps individual and groups coordinate activities to achieve goals, and it's vital in socialization, decision making, problem solving, and change management processes. Thank you, sir.
Okay, good. Adi Pangestu?
Okay, so good evening, everyone, and good evening, sir.
Good evening.
So the reason I joined the class today because I want to learn more about the topic. It's about communication, and what I know about the communication is how we offer and how we retrieve the information that given to us. And I think communication is very important in marketing aspect because we must offer the information to the consumer, and we also must receive the information from consumer that to gain the trust and to gain the understanding of the product. I think that's all. Thank you.
Arya Raditya Dharmajati. Okay. Jennifer.
Yes, sir. Good evening, everyone. I'm sorry, sir, I cannot open my camera because my laptop doesn't have a camera. And the reason why I joined this class today because I want to see my friend's presentations about communications. And what I know about communication is a way to share information and receive information from people, and that a good communicator can be a good listener and also a good speaker. Thank you, sir.
Okay, good. Sylvia Dwi Arendi.
Okay, good evening, everyone. I'm sorry, sir, I cannot open my camera because I don't know my webcam cannot be opened, and I joined this class today because I want to watch my friend's presentations about communication. And in my opinion, communication is a process of delivering and receiving information from one to another. And it is very essential for the marketing department because I took the marketing department. And when we conduct in the marketing process or sales transactions, it's required the services from the marketers to the consumers. And when the marketers are able to communicate well with the consumers, I think it will help the business improve the good services and will increase also the customer satisfaction. Thank you.
Okay, good. Fanny Desita Anggraini. Okay, not coming. Muhammad Araji Bagaswara.
Yes. Okay, sir. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi
Good evening, sir, and good evening, everyone. Today I joined this class because I want to presentation about chapter 11 about communication. A little discussion about communication is developing your communication skill and can help all aspects of your life, from your professional life to social gathering and everything in between. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Dewi Winarni.
Okay, good evening, sir, and good evening, everyone. The reason why I joined this class today because I want to learn more about organizational behavior, and especially today's topic is about communication. What I know about communication is good communication can help us to convey information to others. In the company, communication can help leaders direct employees. Good communication can also create harmonization in the work environment. Good communication is not only useful in the company or when we work, but also in our daily life. With communication, we can socialize with our community. Thank you, sir.
Okay, good. Catherine.
Hello, good evening, sir and everyone. My name is Katrina Fani, and the reason I joined this meeting is for learn more about organizational behavior, and today's topic is about communication. In my opinion, communication means sending or receiving information. Communication is one of the central components of every organization. It is how we coordinate actions and achieve goals. Therefore, the better understanding of communication efficacy the key to the overall organization success. In the finance department, numbers are intensive, therefore making it crucial to develop adequate communication skills to make their work product relatable. Finance deal with data, but it is important that able to explain the significance of data general while constructing a narrative for the implication and significance of data. I want to say good luck for the today presenter. I hope the presentation will be run well and easy to understand. Thank you.
Nurmalia Sari.
Sorry, sir. Nurmalia said that her signal is bad.
Okay. Alisa Febrianti.
Yes, sir.
Okay, please, Alisa.
So, sir and everyone, so today I'm joining the class because I want to listen to my friend's presentation. It's chapter 11 about communication, and communication it used to interact with other in social manner. Thank you.
Ya, Sandora.
Good evening, sir, and good evening, everyone. My name is Yasandora, and the reason why I attend today's class of organizational behavior is because I think today's topic is interesting, and because communication is it's not something that is easy. It's not something that not only about how we talk with others, how we interact with others, but it is beyond that, and it involves like how we can unite one to another. And I think communication is really important in all measure of management, whether it is HRM, marketing, or finance, because like communication is the key of a success business. And for my major, finance, communication is also part of the important key, because in finance we need to communicate really well about what is going on in the finance sector of the company and what is happening in order to make a good finance of the company. Thank you, sir.
Okay, good, good, good. Okay, Franciscus.
Okay. Good evening, sir, and good evening, everyone. I joined class today for learn more about communicating, and communicating is very important to build relationships with other people, and we get information from that from communicating. Thank you, sir.
Okay, Tata.
So good evening, sir, and everyone. The reason I joined this class today because I want to see my friend presentation about chapter 11 about communication. What I know about communication. Communication help individual and group coordinate activities to achieve goal, and it's vital in socialization, decision making, problem solving, and change management process. Internal communication also provides employees with important information about their jobs, organization, environment, and each other. That's all from me, and good luck for Bagas and Andrian. Thank you, sir.
Okay, Sarip Nabil Akilhut, Asigap.
Sir, Nabil said that he has problem with his connection.
Oh yeah. Steffi Laurencia.
Hello, sir, and good evening, everyone. The reason I joined this Zoom meeting class because I want to learn more about chapter 11 about communication. And what I know about communication is a process of delivering or receiving a message or information. In my opinion, communication is very important, especially good communication, where the message or information can be received well by others. With communication, we all can get closer and get to know each other so that conflict can be minimized and our goals can be more easily achieved.
Okay.
That's all. Thank you.
Okay, Nita Dusapitri.
Hello, good evening, sir, and all my friends. I'm sorry I can't open my camera because my connection is unstable. So the reason I attend this class today is because I want to learn more about organizational behavior. So today's topic is communications, which is chapter 11. And I think communications plays an important role so that everyone can understand and be able to influence when we will make a decision at work. In HR department, this helps management employees make better and informed decisions on how to grow the organizations. Also, communication has an important management function that is closely related to all other.
Okay. Cikarainia.
Hello, good evening, sir. My name is Cikarania. And today my friend's presentation is about chapter 11 that Andrian and his friends will be explaining about communication. Communication is simply the act of transferring information from one person or group to another. Every communication involves at least one sender, a message, and a recipient. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Julia Goyofi.
Hello, good evening, sir, and good evening, my friends. So, my name is Julia Gevi, and the reason why I joined this class because I want to hear my friend presentation from Andrian and friends, and this topic is really interesting for me about communication, where the communication is about we tell information or message to other people, and this communication skill is very important for every people, especially us in organization behavior. And I really can't wait to learn more about this communication. So good luck.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So Agi cannot join us because of of the flood. Maybe Agi is from Sintang, yeah. So we know that in Indonesia, so it rains very hard, and then there are many floods happening in Indonesia, in all Indonesian region, yeah, in Jakarta, and then in Pontianak and Sintang in Malawi, and then Kapal Sulu and Ketapang. So there is a big flood, yeah. But the worst one is in Sintang, yeah. Yeah, Sintang. So we can expect our condolence for the the flood, yeah, the people who suffered from the floods, yeah. So why there is a flood? Because of the human, yeah, because of the human. So the nature is angry with us. The nature is angry with the people, so right? Yeah, it's the reason why, so right? So because the people cannot say thanks to God, so the God is angry, and then the nature is angry, and floods come and attack us, so right? I don't know what happened in the 20 years from now. So Pontianak, when it rains for 4 hours in Pontianak, the floods come and enter the house. Right? Yes. Now in Sintang, you can look at Sintang. The water is over the house. Right? The water is over the house. And in Jakarta, you can watch TV news, and then so the news is about floods in Jakarta. Right? In Central Java, and also in Sintang has been broadcasted. By the reporter in Jakarta, yeah, from Metro TV. Yeah, Metro TV reporter has broadcast Sintang's floods. So as I'm very sad to look at the people in Sintang. So what the people, yeah, what happened to the people? So the water over the house, yeah, yeah. So now we must say great thanks to Allah, to our God, yeah, to your God. And we must say Alhamdulillah and trust. We must do good things, right? Because there is a part because of the human beings, because the human being exploit the resources unwisely. So right? Yeah, cut up the trees unwisely. Yeah, this is the reason why the floods come and attack us. Right? So it is because it is the macro environment, yeah. The company cannot handle this, yeah. Yeah, cannot solve that problem. Yeah, the governor also cannot solve this problem. Yeah, in Jakarta every year the past come and the government cannot solve the problem because it is micro environment, yeah, external environment, yeah. So what happened to the business? Yeah, in Sintang there is no electricity, there is no internet, because of the floods, yeah, right? Yeah, so they cannot communicate with one another. Yeah. So what happened if there is no communication, right? Yeah. So communication is very important. Yeah. So we can hear together this group Andrian and Bagas, yeah, discussing about communication. So what is communication actually? Right? Okay, please, Bagas, I will take your time to present the topic. I will make you the host.
Yes, sir.
Okay, please, Bagas, take your time.
Okay, good evening, sir and everyone. Thank you for the opportunity. Today we will present about communication, and the communication will start present with by Bagas.
Okay, first definition of communication. Communication is vital to organization. It's how we coordinate action and achieve goal. It is defined in Webster Dictionary as a process by which information is exchanged between individuals through a common system of symbol, sign, or behavior. Function of the communication. Communication serves 7 major functions within a group or organization. 1. Instrumental, used to ask for something. 2. Regulatory, used to give direction and direct order. 3. Interactional, used to interact and converse with others in a social manner. 4. Personal, used to express a state of mind or feelings about something. 5. Heuristic. 6. Imaginative. 7. Informative. Communication purpose. First, flow of information. The relevant information must flow continuous from top to bottom on and vice versa. The staff at all levels must be kept informed about the organizational objective and the other development taking place in the organization. Second, coordination. It is through communication the effort of all the staff working in the organization can be coordinated for the accomplishment of the organizational goal. Third, learning management skill. The communication facilitates flow of information, ideas, beliefs, perception, advice, opinion, orders, and instruction, etc. But ways which enable the managers and other supervisory staff to learn managerial skills through experience of others. 4. Preparing people to accept change. The proper and effective communication is an important tool in the hands of management of any organization to bring about overall change in the organizational policy, producers, and work style and make the staff to accept and respond positively. The communication process. The sender, the message to encoding to the channel and to the receivers to decoding noise and feedback. Direction of communication. Within organizational, there are 3 directions in which communication flow: downward, upward, and laterally or horizontal. Downward communication. Downward communication involves a message traveling to one or more receivers at the lower level in the hierarchy. The message frequently involves direction or performance feedback. Upward communication. In upward communication, the message is direct toward a higher level in the hierarchy. It's often take the form of progress report or information about success and failure of the individual or work group reporting to the receivers of the message. Internal communication. When takes place among members of the same work group, among members of work group at the same level, among managers at the same level, or among any horizontally equivalent personnel, we describe it is lateral communication. In lateral communication, the sender and receivers are at the same level in the hierarchy. Interpersonal communication. Interpersonal communication is the exchange of information, opinion, and feelings related to personal, family, organizational, social, national, and international events between two people who are in the same place. There is usually really on oral, written, and nonverbal communication. First, oral communication. The chief means of conveying message is oral communication. Features formal one-on-one and group discussion, and the informal rumor mill or grapevine are popular forms of oral communication. Second, written communication include memos, letter, fax transmission, email, instant messaging, organizational periodical, notice placed on bulletin board, or including electronic ones, and any other device that transmission via written word or symbol. Third, non-verbal communication is the transmission of message or signal through non-verbal platforms such as eye contact, physical expression, gesture, posture, and body language. Okay, to be next by Andrian.
Okay, organizational nanocommunication. The first is formal small group. Formal small group network. In formal small group network, we have considered this network into three common, namely chain, well, and all channel. The second is the chain. The chain is rigidly follow the formal chain of command. This network comprises the communication channels you might find in a rigid three-level organization. Third, the well. The well relies on a central figure to act as the conduct for all group communication. It simulates the communication network. You would find a team with a strong leader. The fourth, the all channel network. It permits all group members to actively communicate with each other. It's most often characteristic in practice by self-managed team, in which all group members are free to contribute and no one person takes on a leadership role. The fifth is the grapevine, is the informal communication network in a group or organization. It gives managers a feel for the morale of their organization, identifies issues employees consider, and help shape employee anxieties. The grapevine also serves employee needs. The last or the sixth is electronic communication. Electronic communication is communication carried out by a group of people using electronic media. Electronic communication includes email, text messaging, networking software, blogs, and video conferencing. Next, Bagas. Persuasive communication. Persuasive communication is any message that is intended to shape, reinforce, or respond or change your audience. The first is automatic and control processing. Automatic processing is or a relative superficial consideration of evidence and information making use of heuristic, while controlled processing is a detailed consideration of evidence and information relying on fact, figures, and logic. Second is interest level. Interest level reflects the impact a decision is going to have on your life. The third is prior knowledge. Prior knowledge is people who are very well informed about a subject area are also more likely to use control processing strategies. On the other hand, people who are poorly informed about a topic and can change their mind more readily. The last or fourth, personality. Personality, if you are probably high in need for connection, a personality of individuals who are most likely to be persuaded by evidence and fact. Those who are lower in needs for connection are more likely to use automatic processing strategy, relying on institution and emotions to guide their evaluation of persuasive messages. Next, Bagas. Barrier to effective communication. First is dissatisfaction or disinterest with one job. If you are unhappy or have lost interest in your job, you are far less likely to communicate. But both in the giving and receiving end, this barrier is perhaps the most difficult to overcome because it involves changing in a mindset. And this is typically doesn't change until the person leaves. Second, inability to listen to others. Active listening is an important aspect of effective communication. You cannot engage with someone if you are not listening to them, because you will and to make assumptions about their needs based on your perception versus reality. The third is lack of transparency and trust. It is extreme difficult to communicate anything when there is a lack of transparency and trust. Next, Bagas. The fourth is conflict in the workplace. Conflict can happen for a variety of reasons, and when it does, it becomes the barrier of effective communication. The nature of the conflict is not necessarily important. What is important is working to resolve the conflict. The next is cultural difference and language. It is important to understand the cultural difference in communication, but don't just think international as remembering that in Japan, one surname precedes their given name. There can also be regionally difference. Next is communication style. Everyone has their own communication style. Some people are very direct, while others prefer a more indirect approach. Some use detailed data, while others rely on generalities and so forth. Next, Bagas. That's all our material, and now is a Q&A session. This is the question for audience. Anyone want to answer?
Hello, Andrian.
Hello, Afi.
So I want to answer the question number 3. Okay. So the question is, what the advantage and challenge of electronic communications? So my answer is easier to get information, easier to do a job, can be done anywhere. It's easier to misinterpret or informations, make people undisciplined at work. Privacy is little open. So that is my answer. Is it correct?
Okay, that is good answer, Afi. Thank you for your answers.
Thank you.
Anyone want to answer number 1 and 2?
Hello, Andrian.
Hello, Kevin.
Okay, I want to answer number 2. May I?
Yes, sure, Kevin.
Okay, thank you. Mention 3 common small groups in formal small groups network. And as I know, the 3 common small groups are chains, wheel, and all channel. Why? First, the chains. The chain rigidly follows the formal chains of command. And next, wheel will relies on a central figure to act as the conduct for all the group communications. And the all channel networks permits all group members to actively communicate with each other. That's my answer, Andrian.
Okay, that is a great answer, Kevin. Thank you for your answers, Kevin.
Thank you.
Hello, Andrea. May I try to answer the last question?
Okay, sure.
So the question is that when a leader or manager give instruction to his subordinates without any reciprocity or only one direction, is included in what direction communication? So I think it is included to the downward communication. Is that true?
That is true and great answers. Thank you, Willa, for the answers.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, that's all the question for our, and now I open question for audience. Anyone want to ask?
Hello, Andrian.
Hello, Ayu.
May I ask,
Okay.
why do leaders need to be effective communicator? What is your opinion? Thank you.
Oh, okay. Thank you for the question, Ayu.
Hello, Andrian.
Hello, Kevin.
I have a question. May I?
Yes, Kevin.
Okay, can you give one of the grapevine example, please?
Oh, sure. Okay. Thank you for your question, Kevin.
Okay, thank you.
Anyone want to ask?
Hello, Andrian.
Yes. Hello, Aji.
I want to ask a question to your group. So the question is there a way we can measure or assess effective communication? Thank you, Andrian.
Okay. Thank you for the questions. Okay. Give we some minute to discuss the question and for give the answer to the questioners. Thank you. Okay, we already discussed. I will answer a question from Wayu. Why leader need effective communication? The answer is because without communication, employees lack direction and can measure their performance. They lack an ability to see themselves and their work as a part of the bigger pictures. They can add value by contributing as a thinking member of the team. And if the leader not use effective communication, they can manage the company or organization doing well. That is our answers. It is clear, Wahyu?
Okay, thank you.
Okay, I want to answer the question, Kevin. The question is, can you give one of the grapevine example? The answer is rumor and gossip. Is it clear, Kevin?
Yes, is it clear, Bagas? It is clear. Thank you.
Okay. And the last question from Aji. The question is there a way we can measure or access effective communication? The answer is yes, you can measure almost anything, though it really depends on the context as to what measure you ask. You can survey people about how effective communication is. You can map and grab emails in terms of frequency, length, quality, content. There is something called network analysis that is used to analyze workplace communication. Lots of different ways to measure something. Is it clear, Raji?
Yes, Bagas.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, that's all our presentation about
For the
communication.
answer.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Okay, please please be on camera. So all of you set up your camera. Push your camera is good. Push your job. So when you can open your camera, you must open your camera. But when there's something wrong with your device, you can push your camera. Okay. Okay. So we have together listen to Adrian and Bagas. Talking about communication. So I ask you, when does communication happen? When does communication happen? Okay. Forget answer my question. When does communication happen? When does communication happen?
Can I try to answer, sir?
Okay, please.
The communication is when the two people or more people is exchange information or to talking to get they need information or others like when the manager talking with the employee to give a job or they the employee ask the manager to about the job.
Yeah,
That is my answer.
Okay, good. So communication can happen if there are at least two parties, right? At least two parties or more, right?
Yes, sir.
So I think you have known the communication process. So what are the parties? What are the two parties? Communicator and communicant, right? You know what is communicator? What is communicator? You can explain my question. What is communicator? Or who is communicator? Who can explain my question? What is communicator? Can you listen to my voice? What is communicator? So the two people, the two parties are is communicator and communicant. And ask you what is communicator? Anyone to answer? Please say opinion. Don't be silent. Can you listen to my voice? Maybe you don't listen to my voice, or you don't answer.
I'm sorry, sir. Can you repeat the question?
So there are there are at least two parties, yeah, in communication. So they are communicator and communicant. So what is communicator? What is communicator?
Can I try to answer that? Communicator is someone who delivering the message or information to receiver.
Okay.
Or communicant.
Yeah, communicator, yeah, is someone who deliver. Someone who deliver or conveys, right? Conveys.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. Message, correct? What is message? What is message?
Information.
Information. I saw message is information. Information. What is information? What is information? Okay, message is information. Later become words, words become sentences, right? So message can be symbols, right? Can be sounds, right? Yeah, message can be sound, can be voice, right? Can be information. So what is information? Do you know what is information? Did you used to study management information system?
Yes, sir.
Okay. When you have studied management information, I think you must know what information is. What is information? Because I give you example. When you go to a bank, yeah, and then you observe the people at the bank and observe the teller also. When some, for example, a person, yeah, a person or let's say Tom come to the teller, yeah, Tom comes to the teller, and then the teller said, "Good morning, Tom. Good morning, sir, madam. Good morning, sir. What can I do for you?" Is the teller said to the customers, yeah, the bank customer. Money. So I want to set my money. Okay, how? Okay. And then the teller do that process, yeah, process the setting, yeah. And then, is it information or not?
Yes,
Why is it information?
because I think the information is we want to know about something and it's have a meaning for us.
And that's the action that done with the like have meaning to you.
I think yes, because I go to the teller because I want
the teller,
to
and then the
get
teller,
some.
and then you said you said the money, just I said you said the money, and then they said, okay, I will process what you want, right? And then
Yes.
and then the teller writes something on computer, right?
Yes.
Very safe. Is it information or not?
I think yes,
How do you know it's information?
because if we don't go to the teller, maybe we don't know how to save the money, but the teller help us to save that money and give or to ask the information about the money will be processed.
What information have you got from the teller?
I got information that my money already processed to save to that bank.
Sure. Are you sure? But for the teller, is it information? Or the manager is information? Okay, Tom, you go to, and then after you maybe Anjando also goes to the teller. What can I do, sir? I want to withdraw my money. Correct? Correct? Okay, I want to withdraw 1 million. Okay, and then the teller process what Anjando wants. Yeah, is it also information?
I think no, sir.
No. Why no?
Because kita tidak dapat information, but we just mereka melakukan apa yang kita mau.
Yeah, it's not information. So yeah, that is not information. Information. So let's say example. So the teller works from 8 to, let's say, yeah, the teller works from 8 to 5 o'clock in the one day, in the afternoon. So in a day, how many people do the transaction in the bank? Okay, today there are 20 customer, yeah, doing transaction in the bank. Okay, maybe 10 people saves money and 10 people withdraw money. So it is information, correct? You collect the data, so you collect the data and the data is processed and it becomes information, correct? Okay, in a restaurant, okay, you are the restaurant owner. I come to the restaurant and eat. Yeah. Okay, waiter, come here. I want to order 2 cakes, two teas, 1 ice, and 2 plates of rice and 1 noodle. Okay. Okay, sir. Wait a moment. So, okay, I will serve you soon. Okay, I sit. Yeah, I sit on the bed on the chair. I sit at the table waiting. What is it also information for the owner of the restaurant? No, it's only an event, correct? So what I do in restaurant is an event. At that time, I went to the restaurant. I order food, correct? Correct? I order food. It's an event. When the restaurant closed, so they meet together and talk. How many people come to the restaurant and what food they order and how much money we get from the order. It is information. Do you understand? You understand?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
You have 500,000 rupiahs. Okay. Yeah, you have 500,000 rupiahs on your hand. Okay. In the morning you bought sate. Is it information?
No.
Oh, is it an event, so that?
Yes.
In the afternoon you bought sugar, and then in the beginning, and then you can sum up how much money have you spent for one day. Oh, today I have spent 300,000 rupiahs. Is it information? Is it information? Yes, because it's a group of events, so that you can write in the morning I bought this, in the afternoon I bought this, at what price, so that in the evening I bought this, and you sum up the total of money. This is information, so that yeah, and the message must be delivered. Okay, is it true? How the communicator deliver the message? How does the communicator deliver the message? Can you answer my question? How does the communicator deliver the message? Can you answer my question? So when how does the communicator deliver the message? Who can answer my question? Before the communicator deliver the message, the communicator must encode the message, right? So it must be done by the communicator. So they must encode the message. After it is encoded, and then the message must be delivered by the communicator. Yeah, the communicator will must deliver the message to the communicant. So right? True. And then I ask you, how does the communicator deliver the message to the communicant? How?
Speak to other people, sir.
Speak.
Social media.
Social media, and then it is the example. It is the example. What you said is the example of the theory of the media. It's the example. That's true. That is true. But your answer is the example. So it is. Do you know the communication process? Communicator encodes message, and then what is it? After message, what? Do you know the communication process? The first must be communicator. Okay. And what does the communicator communicate? It must be message, right? Right. How does the communicator communicate the message? In what ways? What is it? What is it? The marketing student must know the answer. The marketing student must know the answer. The marketing student, because marketing student also relates to this, like distribution, how to distribute your products, right, to the customer. So you need how do you distribute your product to the customer? So the answer is how do you communicate the message to the communicator? Channel. So you must make channels. Eh? Without channel, you cannot deliver your message. Without channel, you cannot communicate the message. Is that true? Channel of communication. Yeah. Do you agree? How do you communicate? Oh, I communicate with my mother by means of telephoning. Say that. It's a channel of communication, media of communication. Say that. TV. So you also watch television? Yeah. So the company communicate message through TV to you. Advertise the product on TV. Yeah, it's communication, it's message. Yeah, advertisement is message, and this message is it broadcast by the television. Yeah, the television, and then to the the company broadcast the advertisement to the television, and the audience was the TV, and was the advertisement. It's a channel, yeah, channel. So when you watch advertisement, you look at the design, the words, correct, the colors, correct, and the endorser. It is what information, correct? Information, yeah, and this information is conveyed through the television, and then the producer or the company is communicator, and the customer is the communicant, correct? Is the communication process. Like this today we do communication, right? I acting as the lecturer, deliver message, right? You listen to my words, right? What is the person? What's the message? Words, right? My eye is also message, right? You can look at my eye, my hair, my spectacle. It's message. Yeah. Because communication is not only verbal, right? Right? You can look at my eye, my mouth, my nose, my ears, right? It is message. So I send my message here through Zoom, right? I'm acting as the communicator. I communicate this message to you through Zoom. Can you listen to me? Can you receive my message without Zoom? Can you? No, right? How can you listen to me without Zoom? Yeah, so when we want to communicate, so we must need channel of communication, right? We must need channel of communication. Yeah. So communication, so there are five, yeah. There are five of communication. What are they? 5 or 4? How many type of communication are there? How do you know? How many? What is the first? The first is verbal communication. Correct? Verbal is used if you speak face to face. Yeah, speak to your friend. Via phone. So that is verbal, oral communication. In verbal communication, we can have an informal verbal communication and formal verbal communication. Formal verbal communication happen when you have meeting. When you have meeting, you do the formal verbal communication, right? When you are in a coffee shop and you talk about something, it is called informal verbal communication, right? Do you like to go to coffee shop and have some coffee and have some talk with your friend? Yeah, it is called informal verbal communication. But when you work and then you are invited to attend a meeting, so it is called formal verbal communication. And the language spoken is different from informal, right? You must use formal language. But when you're in a coffee shop and having some coffee with your friend, yeah, your language is informal, not formal. So that if you use formal language, it's not good in a coffee shop. Yeah, it's not good. So that it's not convenient. So that yeah. So but when you are in a meeting, so don't use informal language. So that you must use formal language. Yeah. So when you are given the opportunity to speak, okay, thank you very much for this opportunity. Like that, yeah. Is it formal, so that? But when you are in a coffee shop, will you say that? Thank you very much for this opportunity. So no good, say that. It is out there to say thank you very much for this opportunity because you are in a coffee shop. Because it's informal, say that. It is non-verbal communication. So verbal communication is up to kind, informal and formal. Yeah. So when you are in a formal situation, you must use formal language. You must use formal communication, right? And then the second is non-verbal communication. It's the most important, non-verbal. It's also, non-verbal communication can also affect your work, also affect the productivity. So you work in an office or you work in the company, and then you look at the female workers wearing clothes. Yeah, I don't know what kind of clothes are that. It's a cloth. The way you wear clothes is also non-verbal communication. Yeah, and then your hair. You can look at your hair, and you can look at your pen here. You can look at your friend's hair here. So you can describe their character by looking at the hair. So that it's communication. So that how do I look at you? It's good. It's a non-verbal communication. Right? You don't speak, but I can look at your eye, and you can look at my eye. What does this mean to you? My eye. Am I angry with my eye? Am I angry with this eye, with my eye? Look at my eye. Am I angry in your opinion?
No, sir.
No. How do you know that now? How do you know? How do you know that I'm not angry? You can look at my eye, and why do you conclude that I'm not angry? Why?
Because you look happy, sir.
Okay, I'm not happy. Yeah. So this is also for communication. Yeah, it's communication, not speaking, sir. You can look at my gesture, my eyes, right? And you can look at my cheeks. So it's not problem communication. It's the most important. So when you are the manager, you are a male manager of this, and you must make the rule how to wear the clothes, right? For the women and for the men, right? Because the way to wear the clothes also it will influence the productivity, right? Yeah. When Adrian, so you work in an office, for example, and you look at the woman wears short skirt, what happened to you? What will you do? Is it communication? Yeah, communication. You look at your people, your male people, your male worker, yeah, your male employees, yeah, wearing short skirt, yeah, not long, but skirt short, and she is very beautiful, and she passes by you, and what happened to you, Andrea? What will you do? Will is it also communication in your opinion? Andrea, is it also communication?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Why? Why is it communication?
Because communication always not always about the word, but can with the gesture and the other other what happen to other people.
Okay.
In the meaning, if they look at me and me look at they, that can communication if we are understand.
And does the female work employees disturb you with her short skirts? Yeah. What? Yeah. Example is it example? So when you are the manager, so that, and the female employee is your subordinate, so that, and she enter your room, and she wears short skirt, yeah, and she's beautiful. And what will you do when you look at that? Look at her. It's a non-verbal communication, right? So that's the way to wear. That's the woman's ways to wear the clothes disturb your work. What is your opinion? If you look at the woman beautiful and wearing short skirts, right? Not long, right? And you are the manager. You are young man, right? Manager. That's the woman disturb you. That's the way the woman disturb your work. Little your presentation.
Maybe I will initiative talking with her and do introduction with her to know her name and other I need or other information I need.
Yeah. So it's your subordinate. It's your subordinate. Yeah. Sometimes, yeah. So I think so. You must make the rule, yeah. How to wear the clothes, yeah. Right? How to you must yeah make the rule first, yeah. And the employer, so all of the people at workplace must obey the rules, yeah. Right? So when the people break the rules, so there must be the punishment or what like that, yeah. It is what must you do. But sometimes, yeah. So the woman must be good at wearing the clothes, yeah. Now I know this. I'm very sad to look at the women nowadays. The women cannot wear the clothes very good, very well. Yeah, it's not good. So as a woman, you must wear good clothes, right? Yeah, good clothes because it is your to keep your dignity, right? So don't invite the boys and the young men, yeah, do something to you because do something the woman cannot wear the good clothes, right? Do you know good clothes? It means that a long skirt, yeah. So you must, yeah, don't wear short skirts, right? That's what it is. It's only sample on clothes, and then the hair. You can look at your friend's hair. Okay, I ask David Winami. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay, look at Adrian hair. What communication can you get from Adrian? From his hair. From his hair.
His hair is rapi, sir.
No. I don't ask you to give to perceive his hair, but so Andian, you can look at Andian's hair and what message can you get from Andian? Like, from a character, from his character maybe. Yeah. Not his hair is tidy, not like that, but you must express the meaning of his hair. And what kind of message can you get from Arjan's hair? It is a non-verbal communication, so that you can know his character by looking at his hair, by looking at his eyes, right? And also by looking at the way he talk and he walks, right? He eats, yeah. When you eat together with your friend, yeah, you can look at the way he eats, the way he talks, yeah, the way he's, yeah, everything, yeah. You can look at you can know his character, so that it's called non-verbal communication, right? What do you think of Adrian from this share, Devi? Can you describe?
Adrian is so funny, like that, sir.
Funny?
You mean?
Okay, why do you say that Adrian is so funny? Yeah, why? Why?
Because
Don't be afraid. Anna is not angry with you.
Gimana ya?
Why?
Dia asik gitu, sir, orangnya.
Why? Okay, you have to say that, yeah. So you don't why Adrian is funny. Is it true? Is it true, Andrea? Do you agree with your with David that you are funny?
Maybe yes, sir.
Why? Why maybe yes? So you agree? But they agree. Why? Why you agree? Why you agree? Why you agree?
Because I'm not angry man, or I is humble with my friend and the other.
Okay. I asked Andrian, you look at Dewi hands. Can you describe her character?
Okay, sir. In my opinion, Devi is a good girl because the hair is
Why? Her hair is what? Her hair is what?
rapi gitu, sir.
Oh ya, tidy.
Is di soalnya rambutnya disisir gitu, sir. Jadi rapi, jadi nampaknya tuh a good girl gitu, sir.
Oh, okay. It's called non-verbal communication. Yeah. So when you have a friend who is psychologist, she can he or she can read you, right? You know. So when you have a friend, and your friend is a psychologist, so he or she can read you characters, right? By looking at your writing, by looking at your nose, right? By looking at your eye, your mouth, your ear, and your hair, and the way you eat, yeah, and the way you talk. So he or she the psychologist can know it very well. So that because it is studied here in university, yeah. So there is a faculty of psychology, right? So why does the applicant must write or must handwrite, yeah, the application must under the application. So it is there must be the meaning of your writing, right? Because handwriting can describe your character, right? So you may not type your application, you may not type your application letter, but you must handwrite your application letter. So by looking at your writing, so the psychologist in the company can know your character, right? It's called non-verbal communication. It's very important, yeah, for your future. Yeah. So non-verbal is very important. And the way you speak, the way you talk, yeah, the way you wear the clothes, yeah, is very important. Okay. And then the third is written communication. What is written communication? Writing, yeah. Writing, not speaking. Writing. How do you write? Writing. It is written communication. Letter, yeah. What else? You an email. You write email. You write status in Facebook. On Facebook, it's also written communications, right? Yeah, status. Don't like to write status on Facebook. What you must write good thing on Facebook, yeah. When you are sad, don't write something sad on Facebook. It's not good, right? It's communication. So, okay, I ask Ria, yeah. Do you like to look at your friend's Facebook status?
I rarely open my Facebook.
Oh, seldom, yeah. But did you used to open your Facebook?
Huh?
Did you used to open your Facebook and read your friend's status?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Usually, if I open, I will read them.
Okay. So what? So is it also a communicate? It's also a communication.
I think it is indirect communication because
it's written communication, but indirect, yeah, written, yeah. So by looking at the status, you can describe how is he or how is he, yeah. You can know.
Yes, sir.
I never. So I have Facebook, but my Facebook is Assalamualaikum only that. Assalamualaikum. Semoga kita sehat. And the people will describe me what kind of people, what kind of man I am. So that when you read my Facebook and you look at my status every day, I always say Assalamualaikum, semoga kita sehat selalu. So the people will describe me what I am, who I am. So that what kind of man I am. So that and you can conclude. Why? Because I always write on my Facebook is Assalamualaikum every day. You can look at my Facebook every day. Assalamualaikum. Semoga kita sehat selalu. Semoga kita hari Rabu ini sehat selalu. I always pray for the people, so that. and the people answer my status. Misalnya, so you can describe my character, so that by looking at someone's status, you can describe someone's character, so that. Yeah. So you must be careful when you write your status on Facebook, because someone else will describe your character. Yeah, don't like to write bad status. You must write good status. I've got I can speak English because I practice English. It's okay, good, yeah. No, the people will describe why you are good, you're a good person. You are a good religion, yeah. But don't write a bad status like I'm sad, you are sad, you are right. No, never say anything like that. Yeah. It is the fourth, yeah, the fourth or the third, and the fourth is listening. Listening is also communication, right? Yeah. So the marketer must listen to the customer. Yeah. The marketer must listen to the customer. Do you agree? The marketer must listen to the seller, the marketer must listen to the customer, and the manager also must listen to the employees, right? What does the word listen mean? Yeah. The lecturers also must listen to the student. Not only the student listen to the lecture, right? The lecturers also must listen to the student. What does it mean? What does it mean the lecturers must listen to the student? What does it mean? Can you explain? The lecturer must listen to the student. What does it mean? Can you explain? It's communication, yeah. The lecturer must listen to the student. What does it mean? Explain this. Don't be afraid. The lecturers must listen to the student. What does it mean? It's a listening. Listening is also a communication. The lecturers must listen to the student. What does it mean? Can you explain? If I say the student must listen to the lecturer, it's normal, say that. But when I say to you, the lecturer must listen to the student, what does it mean? What does it mean? Please, say your opinion, please.
Hello, sir.
Okay, please, are you please?
Because no human is perfect. Study is lifelong process.
Yeah.
That's it, my answer.
So the lecturer must listen to the student. What does it mean? The lecturers must listen to the students. Mean that the lecturer must also what was it? Must listen.
So
to
the lecturer must learn from the student too. For example, the technology. The student is more updated than the lecturer. I think that's it.
So it means that the lecturer must listen to the student's advice, suggestions, right? So say that not only the student listen to the lectures, but sometimes and the lecturer also must listen to the student want. What the student wants, right? What the student suggestions, right? So any question, what does the student ask? What is the question, right? And the lecturer must respond, right? And the lecturer must serve the student because the student is a customer, right? You agree? The student are customers, right? Yeah. Also the second study from the students. Okay, right? I don't decide, right? Because they still know or something, yeah. So they must listen. So listen to the complaint, listen to the suggestions, right? Yeah, to the other thing, and that is good, right? Just listen to it. And the marketer also must listen to the customer. What does it mean? The marketer must listen to the customer. It means that the marketer must know the customer wants and needs, right? Is this means the customer must listen to the customer, right? The word listen not only mendengar, no. The word listen not only mendengar, but it has a broad meaning, so right? And you, as a manager, you must listen to your employees. What does it mean? You must know what is your employees wants and needs. When you can meet your employees' want and needs, so they will be happy, right? And they will work for you, right? And they will help you to get your proposal, right? To get your goals, right? Because you can listen to your employees, right? And communication can also happen in your house, right? the parent must listen to you as children. So that, what does it mean? It means that your parent must know your wants, your needs, right? Not your parent must listen by the ears. No, the word listen has a broad meaning. It's an idiomatic expression, right? Listen to is an idiomatic expression, not mean hearing. No, listen to the parent must listen to the children. It means that the parent must understand their children, must know the children's need and want, what the children needs and wants. As long as the needs and wants are good, yeah, the parent must need their wants, right? This means the parent must listen to the children, right? Not only the children must listen to the parent, but the parent also must listen to the children. So that, so in a house, in a household, so parent and children must have good communication. In the company also, the manager and the employees must have good communication. It's the theory, right? And also visual. The last type is the visual communication. It's like Facebook is a visual, yeah. Visual, Zoom is visual, so that because we live in the era of technology, so that is the type of communication. The communication is very important, yeah, very important. So in all aspects of it, important in our life, in the study, yeah, and in the future. When you want to apply for a job, you must pay your communication, and verbal communication, non-verbal communication is also important to be considered, yeah, in your future, yeah, very important. Okay, any question? You understand? I think yeah. So this group is good in presenting, yeah. It's brief, but I think I'm very sure that all of you know communication, yeah. The most important thing that we must be able to implement the theory of communication. How to speak, how to wear clothes, right? How to listen. This is communication. So when your teachers talk, when your teachers speak, you must listen to your teacher. And when the students speak, the lecturer also must listen to the students, right? When your father speak, you must listen to your father. And when the students speak, the father must also listen to the students, right? The word listen doesn't mean hearing, but listen. The word listen here is listen to here is a idiomatic expression, correct? It doesn't mean mendengar. No, mendengar means can mean meeting the needs of someone. Correct? It is listen to. Correct? Yeah. If you cannot meet your children's needs, it means that you cannot listen to him. If you, as a manager, you cannot meet your employees' need, it means that you cannot listen to your employees. Right? It's the meaning of the listen to. It's a so listening is also a communication. Okay, any question? If there's no question before we end this course,
Sir,
yeah, please.
I want to ask what different from event and information, but I'm still don't understand.
Pardon? What's the difference between?
Hello?
What is the difference
between event and information?
Event and information.
Yes, sir.
Oh, Cristobal. Cristobal, ya, aslinya. Okay, Cristobal. Event is do you know event? It's an happening. So that's an happening in a certain place. For example, like this, I give you a sample, yeah.
Oh, okay.
For example, in a restaurant, yeah. I have a restaurant, okay.
Okay, have restaurant.
You visit my restaurant, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, visiting restaurant and you order some food, yeah, from me, from restaurant, yeah. It is an event. It's event. This event. Because one action, right? Okay. Example, you come to my restaurant at 10 o'clock in the morning, right? Yeah. At 10 o'clock, yeah. It's in the morning. So I read on my book at 10 o'clock. Cristobal, my customer, ada one customer ordered food. It's action, right? And then he ordered this In total, so you have spent, and this customer has spent 500,000 rupiah for the food. That's I read. It is an event, but this is not information. This is not
It's not information.
No, not yet. It's just data.
Why, sir?
It's data, only data. So at the
I think it's data is information.
Data is not information. Data is not information. Data is raw, it's raw. Data is not information. Information is data. Information is data that has been processed. It's information. Are you confused with the difference with that data and data? So you can ask accounting student. Okay. So at 10 o'clock, he bought a television 2 million. Is it information or data? Or an event?
I think it's data information, sir.
No, it's event. That this date she bought television at 2 million. It's an event, an economic event. Correct?
Event.
Yeah, an economic event. What is economic event? It's an event that costs money. That's cost money. So at this date, so she bought television. How much? 2 million. It is an event, but not information. Because you have and for 1 month.
So what
for 1 month, yeah, 1 month. Okay, 1 day, yeah, and 1 month. So she read income statement. No, income statement. Income statement. Yeah, so income statement is information.
Yes, this is information.
You know the profit and the loss. So that, and income statement is a collection of economic events. So that, so you must journalize what have you did, what have you done. So that journalize. So when you say that I bought television at 1 to 2 million, yes. How do you journalize? Television, debit, and credit is what? Like that, yeah? It's data. It's an event. For that is event. But for 1 month or for 1 year, so they collect all of the event, and then they write the income statement. And you know that also for 1 year, how much money you get and how much money you spend. So that, and you subtract it. It means that you get profit or loss. Like in the restaurant just now. In the restaurant, so maybe the restaurant open at 8 o'clock, so right? And then close at 9 p.m. in the evening. And before they close, they must have meeting. How many people come to the restaurant, yeah, for 1 day? Oh, today there are 50 people coming to the restaurant. It is information. And then we have got so they ordered chicken, fish. It is information. Because the collection of the economic event. And then we got today 20 million. It's information. But when you come to my restaurant this morning, you order fish, you order this an event only. You don't know that. We cannot say that how much money I get today. Is that right? Understand?
Sorry, sir, my connection is hilang tadi, sir.
Oh yeah. This is the economic event. So you must study for accounting student what is information, what is data. So that data must be processed, and data which have been processed into the information. So like income statement is information, and balance sheet is information. Yeah? Balance sheet information. No, balance sheet is not data. Balance sheet information. Income statement is information. But when you bought TV at 1 million, it's not information. It is a economic event. What is economic? The event that costs money. because you buy TV and you bought TV with your at your money, you must spend money you must spend 2 million to buy TV. It's an economic event. When we talk economic, we talk about money. See that? When we talk about economic, we talk money. Economy. Yeah. When you and you must write on your book. Today I bought TV 2 million, and tomorrow the next day what you bought until 1 month, and you add up how much money have you spent for your need. It's information. Oh, for 1 month I have spent 10 million. I bought TV, I bought this, I bought this. It is information. Understand?
Understand.
So, one extent is data. Datum, yeah, datum is one extent is datum. And when you add all the datum, it become information. Because they have been processed. So that. So when there is a customer coming to the bank and save this not information. This is an economic event. It's a datum. But for one day, so before the bank close, the teller must have a short meeting. So that, and they discuss how many customers come to the bank and how much money we have from this transaction. This is information. So that, so they write on the computer at 8 o'clock. This customer set money, and at the summer with no money inside that. The teller must write this, must write on the computer. So that must save, so that by using the stroke set. Like in the supermarket. They used to go to supermarket. When a customer visits supermarket, yeah, okay, and then buys Indomie, and then you go to the cashier and pay. So that is it information?
Is it information for?
No, it's an economic event. It's an economic event.
So event is does mean is the first maybe.
Yeah, that's right. Economic event. Why economic? Because they event cost money, import money. Because you buy Indomie, you buy everything with your money. Economic event, and you pay to the cashier. But when the supermarket close at 10 p.m., so they're meeting. The cashier must meet together and discuss how many people come to the supermarket and what they bought and how much money we can get from the customers. It is information. Understand?
A little.
How many? Are you confused? The difference between. So you must study accounting. Study accounting. You must study accounting. When you study accounting, you will understand the difference between economic event and information. It's very simple. Income statement is information. Balance sheet information. How many plates do you eat a day?
What's up?
How many plates do you eat? How many plates of rice do you eat a day?
I don't know.
You don't know? So when you have dinner, when you I eat 3 times a day. This information, so that because you conclude for one day, yeah.
One day.
But when you eat for breakfast, when you for breakfast, we eat like this, it is an economic event. It's data.
Okay, it's data.
Data, so that just data that you have breakfast, datum, and then you have lunch, datum, and you have dinner, datum. And one day I eat 3 times. It's information. Understand?
Understand.
Yeah. One day I eat 3 times: breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But when you have lunch, it's datum. When you have dinner, it's datum. When you have this, it's datum. And you add up also, and you add up or sum up the 3 action information because you have been processed. It has been processed. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
So thank you, sir.
Welcome. Okay. Any more question? Yeah. So you must be careful with the information and data. Yeah. Data and information sometimes are confused. can confuse us, data and information. Yeah. So when the people enter the restaurant and all this data, not information. But when the restaurant owner said that, well, one day there are 50 customers coming to our restaurant, it's information. It's information. What is the conclusion, sir? Information. No question? No question?
No, sir.
No. Why no? Why no question? Okay, before we
It's so clear for today.
yeah, okay. Before we close, please, sure you must give the closing comments short, but you must say the advantage of this topic to you in the future. Okay, please from Desi Eka, please.
Okay, sir. Thank you everyone for the good discussion, for the active, about this communication. In this chapter, we learn a lot, right? Like how communication is very important, like how Mr. Adi also have stated to us that we can know our mood, our emotions through communication as well, to see if that person is happy, to see if that person is angry. We can know it from the communication. And of course, in the working environment, communication is very important, because without it, we cannot work together well in the workplace. And I hope that all of us in this class can conduct a very good communication with each other, so that there is no misunderstanding as well in the future. Thank you.
Good conclusion. Okay. Tiffany, please.
Okay, good evening, everyone. So firstly, I would say thank you so much for the presenter today who discussed about the informations. And I'm really aware that communication is really important to us, especially when we are among the people that communication have the important role between among people to make sure that they are understanding each other. And like the discussion before, like when we are giving the informations, we should have a clear to give directions and informations, so the people that who want to learn or want to listen about the informations, it's really get the our maksud dari penyampaian kita, like that. And I hope that even though that sometimes we still have a lot like of communications between each other, but I hope that our communications between this class and also in others will have a good communications each other. And as you know that sometimes communication have like a type like verbal and verbal, and we can see like from the outside that when from like the emotions like the mimic, we can see that they give like information to us, and it's actually kind of like a type of communications between people. I think that's also. Thank you.
Okay, good. Yuni Penawati.
Okay, good evening, everyone. First, I would like to say thank you to Andrian and Bagas who deliver material about communication, and I would like to thank you to Sir Adi for the sharing session or discussion session. That is a very give me a new insight about communication, and from the today class I learned more about communication is very much and how the important communication to our life. And I hope from today class I would like to building a good communication with the other people. This is my closing comment. Thank you.
Okay, Vanessa Yen.
Okay, good evening, everyone. I want to thank the presenters, Bagas and also Andrian, and thank you for today's class, sir. From today's class, I learned that communication is the process of two or more people called communicant and communicators who are exchanging the information. And the communicator can deliver the message to various channel of communication. And I also learned that several types of communication like verbal and non-verbal communication, written communication, and visual communication. And from their presentation, I learned that communication is very important for every department and also in our daily life. And so it really helped me helps me to prepare my career in the future. Thank you, sir.
Okay, good. Asawayuni?
Yes. Thank you for Saradi and also Andrian and Bagas who present our material today. And from this material, we can know communication is very important because it will help establish good relationship and also good coordination between fellow members in achieving goals. And besides that, organizational communication also will have an impact on improving work motivation of members of the organization. Thank you.
Okay. Cristobal?
Okay, so before my closing comment, I want to say that thank you so much to all and sir too. And so in my conclusion there, so today we can learn about for communication is verbal and non-verbal, but in verbal we can see is for formal and non-formal is a different condition there. And then is a communication is you can see that is from writing and from listening you can hear from other friends, and then it's for visual. So it's a non-verbal, for example, is visual. You can see there is your friend face, or maybe is they smile or other. So I think it's what important for me is that they give information there. They give information is not just only the speaking. So it's for example for the visual maybe, and from my listening, I'm listen to my friend or webinar or from other. So it's good for me to know that information is not just only for speaking. So thank you, sir, and other.
Good conclusion. Okay. And then Wila Soyola, Gracia?
Okay, so from today's material, there are a lot of important points that I got. I learned a lot about the function of communication, the purpose, process, type, as well as the barrier. Hopefully, with today's presentation on communication, it can trigger us to improve our communication skill even better for our future preparation in building like a good relationship and coordination between our fellow colleagues in achieving our organizational goals in the future, and hope that it can give a positive impact on increasing the work motivation of organizational employees. Thank you.
Okay, good. Revelia Teresa?
Okay, so from today's presentation, I got a lot of new insight. I learned about the importance from the communication and then how it can affect our life. And then I learned that communication, in order to have good cooperation, good relation with other people, you have to have good communication with the other people. That's why communication is something that we need to learn, and we need to get into our life in order to have good relation and cooperation with the others. Thank you.
Okay, Ifini?
Okay, so for today's class, Andrian and Magas explained the matter very well. And what I have learned, our communication is in organization is very vital, since it is how we coordinate actions and achieve goals. I also got to learn about the communication process and direction, the types of the communication, and also to make a good and effective communication, there are some factors that will affect how well the communication goes. And when there is a lack in transparency or trust, the communication is hardly to go well, and at the end, the end goal will not be achieved by both parties. Thank you.
Okay, good. Putri Hermania?
So for the first, I would like to say thank you to who presented today and also sir. So from today, I learned a lot about communication. So effective communication skills is important things in many aspects of life, because many jobs requires the communication skill, and also people with good communication also usually enjoy the interpersonal relationship, like with the friends or colleagues and family. Thank you.
Yapkena Sukma? Amjad Yuando?
Okay, from today class, I got more material about communication, especially from Sir explanation about the communication and the different information and data. and how communication is by two people or parties. And from all, I want to say thank you to Sir to help more explanation about communication. Thank you, Sir.
Okay, welcome. Wahyu Andika.
Okay, thank you for the presenter of today material. I learned about communication, and then from Saradi, I learned more. In addition, I learned more about the process of communication, and then what is also the importance of distinction about the information itself and data. And then thank you for today, sir and presenter. Good night.
Sabrina Felia.
Sabrina have a bad connection now, sir.
Okay. Kevin Nathanael.
Okay, hello again, everyone. First, I would like to say thank you to Andrian and Bagas, and thank you to Sir Adi, who has had some of explanations from today's discussion. I learned a lot, such as barriers to effective communications, what channels can be in communications, and why do leaders need to be effective communications, because without communications, employees lack directions and can measure their performance. And communication is one of important soft skill to us in the professional world, so we can be easier to achieve our goals. That's all. Thank you, sir.
Octavia.
Okay, good evening, sir, and good evening, everyone. So, first of all, I want to say thank you for the presenter, which is Andrian and Bagas, for presences as material that is communication. And for now, I learned if communication is important for us, especially that is impact the talk of people when they see us and the type of communication that we do for them. Thank you, sir.
Good. Dasara Betul Alfia. Alsabila Deva.
Hello, sir. Thank you and the presenter that have present the materials. Today listen, I can learn and got new insight about the definition, function, purpose of communication, and many more about the communication. Communication is one of the important tools that help us connect with other people, whether a student or a working professionals. Good communication is something that can go a long way. Proper communication can help solve a number of problems and resolve issues. This is the reason why one should know how to communicate well. Thank you.
Okay, terus di Komang, Amanda. Adelia Putri Adito.
Thank you, sir.
Okay,
for
di Komang,
today.
di Komang, please.
And thank you for my friend. Today, very active and good presentation. I get more knowledge about organization communication. Communication is a basic need for a human and how important communication for our life. That's all. Good night.
Adelia Putri Adito.
Alright, so I would like to say thank you, sir, and thank you to the presenter already delivered the material today. It is about communication. So communication is important for us, and we need to increasing our communicate skills so that we can interact to each other easier. And that's all from me. Thank you.
Okay, Sharon. Sharon. Haji Pangestu. No, there's no Haji Pangestu. Arya. Damajati, Arya.
Yes, hello, sir.
Okay.
So good evening, everyone. So thank you for the group that already did presentation in the material that has been delivered about communication. So communication is very important in our daily life, such as we can make a good relationship with other people, and also in career, it can make us get a good opportunity. And that's all. Thank you, everyone.
Okay, Jennifer. Carlos. Sylvia, do you are ready?
Okay, good evening, everyone. I learned a lot of things today. I agree with the statement that say every person has a different ways of communications. So it is important for us to understand how can we communicate well to other people. But I think it is also important for us to understand the ways of the other people communicate with us because of a different ways of communication. Sometimes it leads us to the conflict, like misunderstanding or miscommunications that usually happen among the employees. And I think by understanding the way other people communicate, it will help us to decrease the conflict among the employees, and it will also good for the teamwork later among the employees. And thank you for Andrian and Bagas who present well today. See you next week.
Okay, Fani, Deswita, Muhammad Raji Bagaswara. Muhammad Raji Bagaswara.
Sir. Thank you everyone for the attention. Today, the conclusion is communication is a vital management component to any organization. Whether the purpose is to update employer on new policies, to prepare for a weather disaster, or to listening to the attitude of employer. Thank you, sir.
Okay, Dewi Narni.
Okay, thank you, sir, and thank you for the presenter, Andrian and Bagas. What I know today is communication can help us when we work someday. Communication make us know a lot of information that we need to know. Good communication skills are needed in the company. That if we have a good communication skills, it help us to get job easier. Thank you, sir.
Okay, Catherine, Yopani.
Good evening, sir and everyone. Thank you for the presenter, Andrian and Bagas. From today's discussion, I got a lot of insight into communication. I believe that communication play a crucial role either in daily life or in the organization, and communication have an important role. In organization, communication can foster motivation by explaining to employees what they do, how well they do, and how they can improve their performance. Perfect communication is unattainable, but a positive relationship exists between effective communication and worker productivity. Choosing the correct channel, being an effective listener, and using feedback can make for more effective communication. Hopefully from this discussion, we can have a good communication. Thank you, sir.
Okay, good. Nurmalia Sari. Elisa Febianti. Okay. Dia Sandora.
Okay, good evening, sir, and good evening, everyone. So thank you. I would like to say thank you very much for the presenters that have delivered the material really well today, and also thank you for Sir Adi that have explained the material of communication also. So as we know that we are human, and we every day we also always communicate with other people. Therefore, I think this material will have impact on our future, because in our future we will be dealing with more and more people, and we will be meeting new and different people that have different opinion with us. Therefore, the communication is really needed there in order to avoid the misunderstanding. Thank you.
Okay, Francisco Salverius.
Mandel have a bad connection, sir.
Okay. Tata. So like that. Where's Tata? Stephie Lorencia. So Tata, please, Tata. Please, Tata.
Okay, from today's presentation, I get a new knowledge about organizational behavior, especially about 4 types of communication. It is verbal, non-verbal, written, and visual communication. I hope next week I can learn more about organizational behavior by the other presentation by my friend. Thank you, sir.
Okay, Stephie Lorencia, please.
Thank you for the presenters today, Andrian and Bagas. I got new knowledge and many insight about chapter 11 about communication. And as we know, it is not easy to achieve effective communication because there will always be obstacle to achieve it, especially in an organization where we meet many people with different personality and thoughts. So I think what we can do to deal with this obstacle is listen first what people want to communicate to us, adjust our communication ways according to the people we are communicating with, and most importantly, truth and honesty in communication. I think that's all from me. Thank you and good night, everyone.
Kita di Safitri. Kita di Safitri. Cekarenia. Cekarenia. Julia Goyofi.
Hello, everyone. And I would like to say thank you for Adrian and Bagas for the presentation. And also, I thank you very much for Sir Adi already explained very well about the communication. And as we know, communication is very relatable to our daily life because we as a human we every day do a communication, but not everyone have a good communication skill. And we as the manager and the leader of the company, I believe that have a communication skill is very very important for us. So to get the communication skill, we must practice very well, and we must learn more about the way we communication, and we also can learn about the our confidence in communication so we can avoid the misunderstanding. That's all about today class. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Good night,
Seren.
all.
Okay, Seren. Seren. Hello, Seren. Are you in?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Okay, please.
Yeah. So thank you for the presentation today that presented by my friend. And I hope that we can get new insight about the presentation. The topic is communication, and thank you, sir.
Okay. Welcome. Yeah. So it is time for me to say good night. Yeah. Thank you very much for your coming into the Zoom meeting. And so I hope that this material talking about communication can be beneficial to you in the future. Yeah. Yes, practice. Yeah. So communication is very important. Yeah. But why? Because bad communication will influence the way of our lives. Right. So if you are in the family and your children don't obey you, why? Because maybe you have bad communication with your children. Right. So we must practice our communication well, so we can have a good family. We can be a good manager, a good lecturer, a good person in the future. Okay, thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. See you later next week. Keep your health.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
See you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
sir.
sir.
Thank you, sir. See you.
Welcome.